Hello, I'm Bliznub, and welcome to Building the Best. Today we're going to be looking at generic melee crit weapons. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the 4 that have 3 times crit multiplier and 25% crit chance, because they're all pretty interchangeable, and they are, of course, the dual Ichor, the dual Zorens, which are, of course, very famous from the past, but now I guess a bit of a has-been, the dual Cleavers, and the Prisma dual Cleavers, which I suspect are still quite popular. Now, the Prisma dual Cleavers and the dual Ichor are, of course, the best 2 from this group, but there is a sort of generic build that you can do for all of them. So I'm going to run you through it, and I suppose it's probably easier to show you on the Prisma dual Cleavers, so we'll go to that. Now, the Prisma dual Cleavers are slower than the rest of its peers? Peers? Is that the right word? They're hatchets. I mean, come on. Anyhow, the Prisma dual Cleavers have more damage and are a little bit slower than the rest, but otherwise are practically identical and interchangeable. So, what we have is Ordis talking over me, as always. What we have is 5 mods which are required for this build to work. Simply put, if you drop out one of these mods, the build won't work and you will be sad. So we have those 5 mods, and then we've got a bunch more that are sort of quite optional. Now, the 5 that are required for any of these 4 weapons are really, really simple. Now, we have Pressure Point, obviously, base damage. We have Blood Rush, a little less obviously, for its massive amount of crit chance, which stacks with the combo multiplier. We have Body Count, which increases the combo duration, allowing you to run between rooms, without hitting enemies for long durations without your combo counter running out. We have Organ Shatter to buff our crit damage up to 5.7 times, and we have Berserker, giving us insane attack speed, because we're going to get near guaranteed crits with Blood Rush. And after a couple of hits, we're going to have actually guaranteed crits. And then we're going to have guaranteed red crits. And then things will get truly ridiculous, but let's not get into that. So those are the 5 required mods for this build. Now, of course, if you feel the attack speed is too low, for instance on the standard Cleavers it can be, or if you put Spoiled Strike on it can be, then Fury could be good to drop in. On the Prisma dual Cleavers and the regular dual Cleavers, of course, Justice Blades is a must-have, as it adds the fantastic Justice proc from Steel Meridian, which heals you and deals, I want to say blast damage. But I must admit, I don't have that written down in front of me, so I don't know. But it adds immense amounts of melee damage and a Cindy Bomb, which is just fantastic. And the other optional mods are fairly obvious if you think about it. We have True Steel, which basically means that at the start, with no stacks in your combo multiplier, you have a 40% crit chance, and with just a 1 times combo multiplier, you have near guaranteed yellow crits. So there's that. True Steel is incredibly good because it means that with the 2 times multiplier you can get, I think it's 185% crit chance, which is near guaranteed red crits, which is insane. And then we have Fever Strike, toxic damage, in my opinion the most useful of the elemental damage types because it bypasses shields, and if you're up against Corpus, definitely a must-have. Then we have Shattering Impact, which only really works on the dual Cleavers, the Prisma dual Cleavers, and the Zorens, but because you have that little bit of impact damage, Shattering Impact means that the incredible amounts of attack speed you'll be getting out of these weapons will shred armor insanely quickly, making it your weapon fantastic against Grineer. And that's it. So there we have it. 5 required mods and 6 optional mods, of course including Justice Blades. And that's it. Honestly, this build is fantastic, even just with the 5 required mods. And to test this out, I'm actually going to take what I would consider to be the worst of the 4 mods, and I'm going to test it out, which would be the regular dual Cleavers. Now for these, because they have a little bit less damage, I went for Shattering Impact and True Steel instead of whatever, Fury and... Ooh. Awesome. Anyhow, let's go test this thing. So yeah, like I say, we dropped out Spoiled Strike and Fury in favour of True Steel and Shattering Impact, and otherwise it's the same. We have the same mods on here, and we're going to go see what, without a doubt, is the worst of those 4 weapons can do against some pretty high-level corpus, actually. Which means that Shattering Impact is pretty redundant, but these are sort of all-purpose builds, so hopefully this will still... Oh, no. Bad. Hopefully this will still hold its own against some level 60 to 70 Eximuses. Anyhow, we shall see. So like I say, Shattering Impact if you're up against Grineer, and definitely Fever Strike if you're up against Corpus. It just makes so much sense, and all of the difference to be able to shred either shields or armor. Sorry, to either ignore shields or shred armor. So, our first victim here. Now, one thing I should say about body count and the combo multipliers generally is that you don't need to equip... That's gonna hurt. You don't need to actually have the weapon equipped to get those multipliers. You can see I'm already getting near guaranteed red crits. Unfortunately, cameras do not count. It's curious. Near guaranteed red crits after just a few seconds. However, the other thing that's very important to note is that Ash's ult, whilst it will build up the combo counter to insane quantities very quickly, Ash's ult counts as an execute move. It counts as an actual finisher attack. It performs an animation, and therefore it is different from a regular attack. And it does not reset your combo counter's timer, meaning that you could run out of combo counter without really knowing why immediately after performing an Ash ult, because Ash's ult can last for 20 to 30 seconds if you have a good ulti build. And this can be really quite devastating to your long-term, play. If you are going for a combo count build and you can't get your combos to stay up, you're screwed. So I felt it was important to note that Ash's ult, whilst it will buff your combo counter up immensely, let's just show you. Okay, I got 2, but still, it went from 55 to 57, showing it does actually work. It's not actually going to benefit you much because it doesn't increase the duration of the counter. And like I say, if I were to hit 30 or 40 targets, a whole room with Ash's ult, even though he can only hit 18 of them, he's probably going to run out of counter time, and I am mildly screwed here because I did not plan what I was going to do after I walked into this room. I was enjoying the cleavers too much. Okay, let's do this and do this. Ignore me. This is totally about the cleavers. You're not my rescue target, which I suspect means my rescue target is rather fucked. But oh well. Ooh, let's do that. She seems rather tense in there. Something to do with the execution. Anyhow. Minor distractions aside, that's pretty much all I have to say, actually, is these are 4 incredibly fun weapons. Justice Blades makes the Cleavers incredibly good in survivals even, because they can heal you with that Cindy Bomb. And, frankly, the Ichors are the best thing for shredding Corpus in the game as far as a melee weapon goes. And yeah, I boldly say that, knowing that many people will call my bullshit there. But I think it's true. If you can get your combo multiplier up, there is nothing better than a pure toxic weapon for shredding Corpus. And the same goes, I would say, for a Shattering Impact weapon with Berserker against Grineer. Honestly, the Zorens are going to wreck face against Grineer if you can just get that combo multiplier up. Anyhow, this has been a bit of a weird one, so thank you if you... Wow, that was... So thank you if you have stuck with me through the whole thing. As always, thank you very much for watching. Please like and comment below, and subscribe if you want to see more. I'm Bliznub, and this is, of course, the generic melee crit weapon.